In September 2004, the North Queensland Cowboys finally came of age by qualifying for their maiden final series. Having laid a platform, big things were expected of Graham Murray's men in 2005, and they didn't disappoint. The excitement machines like Bowen, Williams, Hannay and Singh purred again, and produced some of the most breathtaking football the Code has ever seen.
What a run by Ty Williams! An incredible piece of play!
They enjoyed the sweet service of a gifted young man called Jonathan Thurston, whose acquisition proved pivotal to the club consolidating its place as an NRL heavyweight. The backline magicians were playing behind a no-frills pack that could match any in the league. It was truly another memorable history-making season for the Cowboys, culminating in an appearance on sport's biggest stage. And despite missing out on the ultimate prize, it was a year they could reflect on with enormous pride. Although it didn't start so smoothly when Brisbane avenged their semi-final loss from the previous season, despite that defeat, Graham Murray managed to take plenty of positives from their opening assignment, and they responded with a mighty effort against the Premiers when they took to home soil for the first time in 2005.
Here is Carl Webb with Sonny Bill around the outside of Bowman. Here he goes! Sonny Bill has scored! 5 away from the line. McWilliams in a dummy half. Thurston's left. Shepherd the halfback is right. There was Shepherd. He threw a pass with put. Big pressure on Hannay. Bulldogs back with it and they're away. Well, here's his chance to redeem himself. The cover is coming on Utai. He's got too much pace. Now it's Rocket Rod Jensen. The Rocket has got there. Rocket Rod Jensen makes the tackle. Utai.
One of the greatest tackles you'll ever see. It's almost Scott Sattlerish. He gave him 20 metres head start. Chris Shepherd, look at the crowd, they love it.
I had to talk to Cowboys trainer Billy Johnston at half-time. He tells me on Sunday after those sweltering conditions, he weighed the players in the sheds afterwards.
Here's Carl
the players
Webb.
lost 4 kilos.
Carl Webb's gone straight through. Thurston inside. Takes on Pat. Says good night, Luke. And then gets there for the Cowboys. Just try and stop him. It certainly won't be me, Sterling or Fanny. It'll take a lot more than that. What a try, Carl Webb. 16-6.
It's just wonderful to watch. A 65-metre run by this big man who's found a new home here in Townsville. The crowd love him. They are hanging from the rafters. They all went up. That's gold.
With 9 remaining, 18-6. Southern, nice ball for Smith. Smith tried to get the hands free. In position for the field goal is Shepherd on the right. They come left with Jensen. There's a hole there. Batted on by Bowman. Williams is over. Ty Williams scores the try. They're going to beat the Premiers, the Cowboys. Great try, 22-6.
Great hands there, good vision to go to the left side of the ruck where they had 3 on 2. Paul Bowman batting the ball on a la Mick Cronin in the 70s and 80s.
Now away, Sherwin on for an Asta. Stands and passes in front of Thurston. Clark has got them offside. This chase will be for nothing. Singh doesn't know it. Will follow it. It's exciting. Utai chasing Singh. Everyone's going up, but Stephen Clark is back on the goal line.
Matt Singh's venture to the other end of the park kept the crowd amused, even though it amounted to nothing on the scoreboard. The Bulldogs were last to score, but the hosts still emerged with a very satisfying victory that pointed to bigger and better things ahead. Easter time saw North Queensland hopping across the Tasman to face the Warriors, who had former Cowboy hero Kevin Campion on their coaching staff.
Gower does well to grab the ball. Here's another tester for Matty Bowen. Good luck. He's lost the ball backwards, picked up by the Panthers. Thurston does remarkably. Rod Jensen's away. Here comes the front rower with a try saver, a la Scotty Sattler. But the pass back to Matty Bowen. He puts the foot down. Joe Clinton can't get there. Well, that is an unbelievable try. Can you believe what you've just seen here at the Penrith Football Stadium? That is incredible. Matty Bowen
just want to check the contest made in the air, the knock-on back there.
Has scored one of the most amazing rugby league tries ever.
The ball's beautifully bounced up, and he just hit the pedal, didn't he? See you later. John Clinton gave great chase. He tried very, very hard. There was no way they were going to get the little number one.
That's tackle number 3. Gower, intercept! That's the game, is it? Brendan Bowen read it, and he will score under the posts. Craig Gower drops the head, and Brendan Bowen has snuggled a win for the Cowboys. Just short of the 10.
But they've worked hard, haven't they? Especially around the ruck area, the amount of tackles that they had to make. 264 tackles North Queensland have made to Penrith's 222.
Carl Webb, across field. Carl Webb for the corner. Still going, keeps it alive. Jensen, juggle. Has he got it down? Is that another miracle try?
Check the potential knock on and the touch and goal, please, mate.
Geez, we've seen some things tonight.
The try was eventually given the green light, capping a tremendous victory at one of the club's favourite away venues. Having already beaten the champions from the previous 2 seasons, a unique hat-trick awaited on the last day of April when they hosted the struggling 2002 premiers. It was a match that North Queensland had been waiting 7 months for, after their controversial exit against the Roosters in the 2004 playoffs. Revenge, as they say, was very sweet.
Thurston, now to Matty Bowen, across field. They've got numbers. Matty Singh comes from the right wing. Bowman for the corner. What a magnificent try to the Cowboys.
Last tackle, mate. I think it's fine.
Paul Bowman's not well. And is it coming back? Is it going to stay there? I think it will. And the Cowboys, despite not having much football, find themselves leading. Justin Smith at acting half. Long ball to Bowen. Bowen now to Thurston. They've got heaps of numbers here. Rauhihi. O'Donnell will score. O'Donnell is over just before half-time. Faumu out of acting half. Here's a chance. He's over the halfway line, trying to link with Thurston. Minicello wraps him up, ball and all. The Roosters were getting back there in numbers, but an ominous sign early in the second half for the Roosters. Now Matty Bowen. Here's Rod Jensen. Arms free. Now Thurston. Thurston pushes away from the couple. Had no one back on his inside. He plays the ball on the last tackle. It comes to Bowen. He kicks for Matty Singh, but it's over the touchline. No! He's knocked it back into the field to play, and Josh Hannay has scored an unbelievable try.
Last tackle.
I think that's a try. Tim Mander's going to go have a look at it.
So it's not a pass. I want to see whether he's knocked it on or not, and then see whether he's got it down here.
Just before half-time and just after half-time. There it is. Josh Hannay.
Last one!
Can't get away from Wing. Last tackle. He's done a mountain of defence tonight, Craig Wing. Now Thurston. Now it comes to Matty Bowen. He kicks behind Monahan. Here comes Brenton. Oh, what about this? What about this? What a try to the Cowboys. Brenton Bowen. That's a miracle pass.
He's shown some skill tonight. The Cowboys players. He's going to have a look at it.
Luck plays it. Now it comes to Thurston. Thurston to Webb. Dummy run around. Matty Bowen. And he will score. And that surely is the ball game. Set play from the Cowboys. And they use the pace of Bowen to score. It's 26-6 with a kick to come.
Oh, Matty Bowen giving someone a little wave there into the camera. They've done a couple of runarounds already tonight. That gets the defence thinking, okay, the pivot's going to get it.
Around the legs, wrapped him up. Faoso was there also. 10 out from the line. Luck. Bowen. Smith calling for it wide. Walker's slipped. Smith stepping. He's over. Gets it down. Try and the game. The Cowboys have hit 30 and will beat the Roosters in Townsville for the first time. Hannay at acting half. Now to Thurston. Thurston running around in circles. Back to Brenton Bowen. He straightens and is almost there. That's tackle number 4. Can they put an exclamation point on this win? The Cowboys, they can! Faumu has thrown the dummy of the year and scored a much-deserved try.
Lowering the colours of the 3-time grand finalists was indeed one of the year's high points. Not only was it North Queensland's 3rd straight victory, but their first ever against the Roosters on home soil. After scoring 118 points in 3 outings, confidence was at an all-time high in Camp Cowboy. but it took quite a battering against a rapidly improving Parramatta.
40 metres out now from their line, the end of the first 6. They've got through that successfully. Parramatta put a hand on the ball. It's play on the Cowboys with the number 11, Southern, making a good run down inside the 20-metre line before being arrested there by the Parramatta defence of Peterson wearing number 18. They go on the attack. Bowen goes into the back line. Webb takes it up, gets it towards the 10-metre line, doing better than that, flicks it out the back, Singh's in. Matthew Singh has scored in the right corner. Well, that was a great run by Southern. Webb did his job. Singh finished it off. And the Cowboys inside 2 minutes lead 4-0.
And you wonder whether an attempted charge down is worth it. Not on this occasion.
6-all. Smith. His confidence would be high. The kick is great. The bounce. It's a mongrel of a bounce for the Cowboys. Parramatta's in. O'Dwyer has scored. You can't get the ball to stand up like that. But the kid has managed to do it. Here they come, the Cowboys. Bowen's into the action now. Webb. Carl Webb will play the ball close to the line. Here goes Fayumu. He's over and puts the ball down. Cowboys have scored. 28-10. 10 metres out, 20 metres in. Morris uses short side. Big Ben Smith goes over the line and puts the ball down.
With that forgettable offering, the Cowboys surrendered an excellent opportunity to grab a share of the premiership lead. One of the 3 sides that was jostling for pole position just ahead of North Queensland was Brisbane. It came to Dairy Farmers Stadium in mid-May for what was a glorified State of Origin selection trial. And for nearly an hour, it looked like the locals would replicate last year's semi-final outcome until Wayne Bennett's boys powered home in the last quarter.
Right in front of the uprights, option left and right, they go right. Here's Matty Bowen to the line with a dummy, straight past Sivana Siva, and Matty Bowen has scored a Matty Bowen special. The Cowboys score first. It is 4 points to 0 with a kick to come. You must watch Matty Bowen, particularly inside your own 10. Go! Lockyer now runs to the line, kicks on the last played out. That'll be 6 to go. It came off Southern. Back to Lockyer. Offloaded it back. He must score. He does. Did he get it down? Did he get it down? The referee says we're going to go upstairs.
Time off, please. Yep.
Berrigan. Lockyer into space goes Casey Maguire, and the Broncos are in front. Great ball from Darren Lockyer. Last tackle here for the Brisbane Broncos. It comes to Lockyer. Lockyer puts it in the air for Leon Bott. Matty Singh is there. He's lost it. Sean Berrigan gets a gift try.
After being enemies on that occasion, the North Queensland and Brisbane contingents came together for Game 1 of the 2005 State of Origin Series, as both clubs enjoyed byes in Round 11. 6 Cowboys were picked in the Queensland 17, with the boos slated for Ty Williams and Jonathan Thurston. 48 hours after that incredible Origin opener, North Queensland was back in action on the Gold Coast against reigning champions the Bulldogs. And the club's maroon men capped off a truly memorable week with a scintillating display that had the capacity crowd buzzing.
Payne for Rahi. Here, there's a try. That is really good football by Steve Southern, running at full pace. He wanted the ball at precisely the moment he got it. Rahihi gave it to him, and there wasn't anything on this earth that was going to stop Steve Southern. They're going to try and simplify it and get themselves out of the pressure cooker, which they've done successfully. Matt Singh towards halfway, Payne to Thurston, right foot, kick for himself. Mando getting himself out of the run. Thurston, a chip and a regather, and then a pass, and then it's gone away from O'Donnell. It's gone out through Sargent. It's gone on to Ty Williams. Williams gets it away, and Bowen goes for the corner. Does he get the ball down? Bowen, I fancy, will be given a try, but it's going up for investigation.
Want to check to see whether he's got it down or not.
This has been lovely work by the Cowboys.
Yeah, Jonathan Thurston, he's everywhere. Beautiful kick. It's the last tackle. They're going to go to the video referee to see whether the ball gets over the try line. The Dogs did well to get 3 in attendance.
Here it is, ref call. Now what's Manda going?
Held up. Held up last tackle.
So it was the last.
They've done well. Jonathan Thurston, what a game he's having. That short kick was just brilliant.
And Bryson is in that tackle together with Grimaldi as they go away from Farumo. And it's the Cowboys to 10 metres out from the line, pressing hard.
To the Cowboys, he's playing Origin. He played that brilliantly on Wednesday. And tonight, he's put them right in this game at half-time.
He threw the dummy and the defence fell for it, took it to the line.
Play back to Bryson. Now for Sherman. He puts a little kick in.
Bowen reads it.
Trouble.
Now, Bowen, he's into space. Bowen beats another one. Out to the 40. Gives it to Ty Williams. Williams is away. Look at the Cowboys go. Look at them run. Such talent. Bowen and Williams. Williams celebrated a try-on debut on Wednesday night.
The kick goes through. Yeah, there's talent there, Ray, but what about the speed? The absolute blinding speed of the back three from this Cowboys outfit. That gives them an advantage over just about every other team in the competition.
Oh, the best counter-attackers in the game. They love it. Graham Murray, he knew they had the speed. Matt Bowen gets the ball on the fly. Cheeky stuff there for Ty Williams.
So he wants to be a real Cowboy, doesn't he, in real life? Here is Bowen. Now a dummy slices through. There he goes again. Matt Bowen. Oh, look at him. In, out, away. Corkscrewing and putting it down. Turning them inside out. Oh, Luke Patton. He didn't know where to go. Poor old Luke. And Matt Bowen has set the stadium alight. Brilliant performance. Forget about Origin 48 hours ago. It hasn't made a scrap of difference.
Well, I don't think we really need to describe this. I'd rather just sit back and watch it. He just makes it look good, throws the dummy, slices through. He's got two men on the inside, one on the outside. He turns Luke Patton around, the right foot step to finally beat him.
Rahihi takes it to ground. Payne has a look around, looking around for Bowen. Runs across, picks up the 19, and he's able to score, Jacob Lillyman. 8 metres away from the Canterbury line. Plays the ball back to Lillyman. Now it's come to Matt Bowen. Short ball for Southern. Southern gets it back for Ty Williams. He'll get his number 2, will he? Ty Williams through a gap. He's over the line again. There's another one for you, Mum. Ty Williams scores. It's been comprehensive, the second half, but it's all been one-way traffic.
Yeah, the Bulldogs, if they're going to make the top 8, and they're in 12th position now, and they're pretty well a fair way out of that top 8.
Here's a chance. This is the advantage.
Payne.
And Payne is sprinting away. Took a look over the shoulder. Don't look round, son. Just keep going. Put it down. Be careful you don't run through the scoreboard at that end. So there's another 4 points.
It's been a great night for the Cows. They are definite premiership material. Imagine these blokes in a grand final if they got there.
Playing it quickly, turning it around. Defence into attack. Here's Payne. Oh, Big Tronka's going to score. Shane Tronka scored. How many times has he done that before?
Well, not too often, that's for sure. Shane Tronka gets his first for this season, and set up by Aaron Payne, who scored the last one.
Yeah, it's been a big week, mate. My mum's had surgery on Monday and come out Wednesday, played State of Origin, scored a try for her, and got a double tonight, so I'm very happy.
It's inspirational, isn't it? Because she underwent surgery for breast cancer, it was on Monday, and you've drawn a lot of inspiration from that, but she said, hey son, score me an Origin try.
Yeah, she did. She mentioned to me before she went in, she said if you could do anything for me, could you score me a try? And I was lucky enough to get over the strip on Wednesday night and twice tonight. I'm very happy.
That's what I mean. Was a double tonight part of the deal as well?
Oh, I don't know. It's a bit of a bonus for her, I think.
After firing 36 unanswered second-half points against the Dogs, North Queensland did another hatchet job, this time on the shell-shock Sharks, as the competition hit the midway mark.
Nutley once more combining with the help of Reece Williams. Payne from dummy half. Goes himself, looks for the line, reaches out and scores another try. Gallen looked as though he might have thought it was stripped out, but there was no sign in that replay there of a hand in the tackle. Thurston comes to Matty Bowen. Here's Webb, one-on-one with Peachy. He just blew straight through them all. He's a human bowling ball, David Peachy, and Nigel Vungana were like 9 pins being knocked out of the way and Carl the Crusher Webb goes the rest of the way to make it 10 points to 0. Sullivan to Kamali again. Bailey comes to Carl Webb, puts a little step on him, then Vungen a quick hands to Simmons. Now the race is on again. Lovely play by the Sharks. They are carving them apart down this right-hand touchline. They're just outside the 30. Bowen has Rauhihi trailing on his inside. The ball bounces down for Thurston. He sizes things up. Comes to James Stosic and then gives it to Matt Bowen, who went straight past Sullivan's tackle. He got away from Peachy as well before Bird stopped him. Thurston on the last play, takes it down to the 10. The kick comes off Lulawai, not played it, it's still play on, last tackle. Here's Fayumu, he pops it up. Rauhihi knocks it out the back, it's still play on. Thurston has it, it comes away to Paul Bowman. He tracks midfield, looking for the post, looking for the line in fact. He'll get very close to scoring, he'll do better than that. He will score. What a last play. And what a run by Paul Bowman to put the Cowboys back in front. It's 16-14.
Well, the Cowboys, they kept the ball alive, and the Sharks were coming from everywhere, scrambling in defence. They were tossing it out the back, and it got to Bowman. There didn't seem to be too much happening for him. He made it happen all himself.
It's Bowen who will do the kicking here. And he kicks deep for the in-goal area. It will bounce down to Luke Cavell, who stops it 10 out from his own line, and he brings it back to be stopped by Matty Bowen. He forced a mistake. Bowman has it. A chance here for the Cowboys again. And they get points off the back of the Bowen kick and the Bowen tackle. A chance for the Cowboys to enter this scoreline. First up here in the second half, Smith comes to Bowman. Smith went straight past Greg Bird. Well, Bird was standing there in the defensive line like he was chained to a light pole. They've got one more tackle here. The angle isn't good though. Jason Smith at first receiver. He might take a chance. He flushes it sweetly straight between the posts. And the Raiders are back in front. 23-22. Here's Williams. He gives it to Rauhihi. It'll be another long-range attempt, you would think, here for Thurston, who once again is behind the play, 40 metres out. He sets himself. The strike is a good one. It's away to the left-hand side, and the Raiders win tonight, 23-22.
Jonathan Thurston's effort to send the game into Golden Point missed the mark, condemning the Cowboys to a second straight loss. Not surprisingly, they couldn't wait to escape the icy capital and return to the tropics, as well as returning to the winner's circle.
Tronka's tackled right in front of the post. Out of acting half, Famuina stepping straight through, try. They have not touched the football yet, the Warriors, and David Faumu straight through, scores the try, and the Cowboys lead by 4 points to 0.
Yeah, well, there's his trademark, the big left foot step there by Faumu.
This is Norton, now Payne, Tronk, run around, back to Payne, throws the dummy, the acceleration, had Miles there but took the tackle. Danger signs here for the Warriors. Faumu with the kick, Rob Jensen scores the try. Was he onside? He was. The Cowboys are on fire. Rahihi with the tackle, Luck still on the ground, so Hahaya runs at him, Luck was offside, advantage being played, Ruben Wiki will score next to the uprights. The Warriors are carving the Cowboys up early in the second half, and they've hit the front for the first time tonight. And almost over the top of Webb. Quick play the ball. McWilliams out of acting half. Here's a chance for the Cowboys. McWilliams still going and Webb makes the tackle. 8 metres out from the goal line. Miles to Payne. Payne straight through the juggle from Bowen and he's lost it.
Not gone over the line, mate, back to the 20.
Norton from acting half. Ball on the ground, McWilliams grabs it. Now to Lillyman, he straightens, hitting a solid tackle over the top. Coming, Eamon Gutenbill. Now McWilliams out of acting half, the ball hits the ground again. Tunnel ball through the legs of Hannay, and in the corner goes Neil Sweeney. What a pass from Josh Hannay, we're going to check it.
Just check a knock on before the last pass. That's one.
Crowd wanted a penalty, but the referee yelled out dominant, so that meant they could take their time getting off. Now Payne saw something, Southern to Tronk. Now it comes to O'Donnell. No one's going forward. Over the top to Jensen. Falling in back play was Ropati. Brendan Bowen for the corner. Back on the inside to Jensen. Try. Well, there was nothing on, and the Cowboys are now in front. They kept the ball alive. The Warriors' defence fell over, and Rod Jensen gets himself a double.
Well, they're the tries. We're getting used to the Cowboys scoring. A lot of flair, a lot of skill. Good overhead pass there from Luke O'Donnell instead of taking the tackle. Big play there is Rod Jensen. He straightens up the defender instead of running towards the sideline. Great skill from Brenton Bowen to have as casual as you like.
4 tackles down. Faumu is tackled by Beetham. They cut out Rahihi to go to Norton. Hannay has to jump. Mannering wraps him up. Ball out to Sweeney. Open space. Should score. Webb to beat. Gets it down. Try. Did he get it down? The referee says yes. The Cowboys will win the game.
Hannay's brilliant pass put Neil Sweeney over to seal a valuable 2 competition points, following the rugged kind of battle that North Queensland has come to expect from the Kiwis over the years. 4 days later, the 2005 State of Origin series ended in disappointment for the Cowboys' Queensland contingent, when New South Wales stormed home 32-10 in the decider at Suncorp Stadium. An impressive Cowboys statistic to come out of the series had been supplied by Matty Bowen, who had managed to score a 4-pointer in each of the 3 games. Meanwhile, the result of their round 18 encounter in Newcastle did little to elevate the mood, especially after blowing a 14-point halftime lead.
Payne across with Thurston. There is Hannay. Good battle developing here with Carmont. Flicking up the back for Singh. Tries to get us away from Mullen. Was able to pass. Then Norton, the run around with Payne. Trouble here for Newcastle. Norton has cut down in the tackle of Brad Tye. So they're short out on that right-hand side, the Knights. Back inside it comes with Williams. Play on now. Payne, overlap. Here's a try. It's Paul Bowman who goes over. There were 2 Knights there. There was 1 Cowboy. He's lassoed the ball to score a try.
Yeah, they were looking at each other. Milton Thaiday and the winger on this side, Anthony Quinn.
Push back by 4 and will play it 3 metres away. Badeiras, they continue to work this short side. John's there. Sets a task up for Quinn. And Quinn has gone over for what ends up a soft try. But again, the Cowboys are inside the Knights 20. This is Norton. Across with Payne. Payne, he is loving this positional switch back to halfback. Here's a former number 7, Southern. Faumu, deft kick. He's got it in goal. That is super play by North Queensland. Williams gets a try. The markers are alert. Carmont got there with Badeiras. Last tackle Cowboys. Thurston will kick for his wing. Sal Kelder's out there for the Knights. Doesn't get a hand on it. Going for the line is Bowen. Dummy half Rauhihi. Up with Payne, they stand deep to the right. Thurston props back off the right twice, then links up with Williams. Williams loses the ball on the line. On halfway, able to offload that time for Andrew Johns. And now they set, and straight through goes Mullen. Mullen with plenty of speed on the outside of Williams. Mullen goes all the way. The kid, the 18-year-old, still at school. There's something to talk about at lunch tomorrow. Last tackle, 18 away from the line. Carmont. Andrew Johns kicks high. This one holds up. It'll come down close to the crossbar. Ball is loose. Knights have got it. It's quickly. That is too short of halfway. Last it is. Terrible ball along the ground for Andrew Johns. Stepped away from Southern. Got away from Lillyman. Kept it alive, and there's a chance left. With Newton there with the ball. There is Carmont. Carmont along for Quinn. Kicks it back infield. On the bounce, not forward by Badeiras. Cowboys have put it down. Then towed through by Mullen. He's going to claim his...
There was nothing pretty about Newcastle's match-winning try, especially for the North Queensland camp, which was bitterly disappointed to surrender a half-time lead of 18-4 when they had a strong wind at their backs in the second stanza. If that result wasn't bad enough, then the next one stung even more, as South Sydney grabbed an early try that sent them on the road to the season's biggest upset, before Matsing's reply for the hosts.
Last tackle right in front of the posts. Now Payne. Here's Norton putting the ball in the goal area. Matty Singh! That was a gift. Where was the defence from South Sydney? Holglay's got there late, and the Cowboys hit back 6-4 with a kick to come. 3 tackles up their sleeve here, the Cowboys. Bowen to Rahihi. Cusack holds on again. He lets go. Can he get it down? No, he can't. Just a metre out from the line. Tackle number 4.
Hold it. Go.
Faumu. Smith back on the angle, did not have a hand laid upon him. 8-6 with a kick to come. Great hole running from Justin Smith.
It's their defence that's let them down so far this season, and it's been the case tonight.
Tronk gets away from the shoulder charge from Fletcher. The ball was forward. Matty Bowen was away. They weren't going to stop him. 8 metres out from the goal line. Moran inside. Harrison stepping, scoring. Got past Tronk, dragged the defence over. The Rabbitohs have levelled it up. Can't get away from the defence there of the Rabbitohs, making the tackle Manakafoa. And also Fa'alogo. Last tackle, Bowen kicking. Here comes 2-on-1 Cowboys against Hegarty. They can't get it. Has it gone over? No, Singh, does he get there?
Yeah, mate. Can you just check the onside and then check the contest?
I think Paul Bowman's got his hand in there.
The end-on shot, maybe the best one for Mick Stone, who's our video referee. This one.
Just there.
Yes.
And if it is a knock-on, it'll be a 20-metre restart. Because it was a knock-on in goal, so it's a 20-metre restart.
What about the pass selection from Jonathan Thurston?
This to make it 16 points to 10. He's hooked it, and it's hit the post again. Well, that's 3 tonight. 2 have gone out and 1 has gone in. Hegarty's at acting half to Fletcher. Fletcher to Sutton. They've got numbers. Sutton throws the dummy and scores the try. And the Rabbitohs have levelled it up at 14. There's a couple of passes off the ruck. Harrison is there as well. And Sutton now with the ball from Champion. Holglazer's lurking also. Champion gets himself positioned. Stolen. Penalty right in front.
Here we see it again. 2 on the tackle.
Let's go back a bit further, boys.
Penalty, clear penalty.
Can't argue.
Yeah.
Brad Watt's late penalty goal left the Townsville faithful shocked, and the Cowboys' top 4 prospects were looking pretty shaky on the back of 4 defeats in 5 outings, including back-to-back losses to the last 2 teams on the ladder. Help arrived in the shape of new halfback Brett Furman, who headed north after being released by the Roosters, and he marked his debut as a Cowboy by guiding them to a comfortable win over Penrith, who struck first through a 90-metre Preston Campbell intercept before being swamped.
This is Furman kicking, it's too deep, is it? No, Hannay won the race for the football. A beautifully weighted kick from Brett Furman, which broke at right angles, and the Cowboys are back to within 2. Around the legs was Ross, who rolls away and is slow to his feet. Now Payne, Furman, what a start for Brett Furman. Ben Ross was on the ground, Payne took advantage, and Furman scored his first try for the Cowboys. Ty Williams getting up, wringing his right hand, just in the background you could see there. Now here's Furman into open space. Where's the support? He's got Hannay. Does Hannay have the pace? Rooney is chasing. Matty Singh is there. They won't need him. Josh Hannay on his return has got himself a double in the first half. It is the Cowboys opening up a lead. They lead 16 points to 6 with a kick to come.
Well, the worrying signs I'm seeing here for the Penrith team is that the Cowboys are starting to really find some cracks around that ruck area. Aaron Payne's causing them enormous headaches. Brett Furman did a great job there in pushing up, realising Payne was out of there.
Almost as big as his brother. Now, once again, Gower under pressure, and the kick goes straight down the throat of Ty Williams, who links up with Matty Bowen. Away from Fronze, too much pace for Rooney. Gower's there in cover. It's Bowen against Gower. Gower and Bowen. Bowen with the fend, and Bowen will score. Here comes Reece Wesser. Bowen scores. What a try, Matty Bowen. 22-6 with a kick to come. That's why they come to Dairy Farmers Stadium.
Well, Matty Bowen, he is an excitement machine, Matty Bowen. And there we saw him just... Craig Gower, he knew he didn't have the pace to match it. Here we see the kick by Gower under pressure. Great work there by Aaron Payne, kicking down the throat of the Williams. But their back 3 here, the Cowboys, they were always willing to attack. We see Bowen just getting on the outside there. Big Luke Rooney nearly tripping over. Here we see Craig Gower. He knows he hasn't got the pace to match it. He's trying to hurt him over to the sideline, but just not quite getting a good enough shot on getting the fend in. And Reece Wester, a great effort, nearly making up the ground there and completing the tackle in the corner, but just couldn't finish it off. You see a little smile there from Matty Bowen trying to play with Craig Gower, but you've got to take your hat off to the pressure that the Cowboys are putting on the Panthers kickers. It's allowing these back three to get the ball on the full and be on the run straight away.
Inside the final 5 seconds we go. What will they do here, the Cowboys? Put it in the air or run it? Thurston to the line. Ty Williams into a yawning gap, and the mistake just before half-time from Matthew Cross has led to a try for Ty Williams, and at half-time it's going to be 30-6. And Hannay now with cramp. Faumu, and there was Matty Bowen, had Waterhouse.
Here's Harris now, also out there in 14 for Manly. A good second man play, and Terry Hill will get across and score a simple try. Comes to Jonathan Thurston. He'll play it just outside the 10. Monahan will go with a crossfield bomb again. A chance for Stevenson up against Matt Singh. Stevenson, what a take! He came down with it like Warwick Kappa. An important period, you get the feeling in this game. The Cowboys pressured, and Kylie Lulawai will get across the line and break them with just the second play in the set of 6. He clutched at the right shoulder after that tackle. Here's Payne to Thurston. He goes straight through them. A good pass from Payne. He comes towards Stewart. Back on the inside. Bowen is there. He played it off the right hand and then couldn't get to it under pressure from Chris Hicks.
And they've played at pace in everything that they've done. If they've had to make a tackle, they've done it hard and they've done it fast. Oh, ball by Kennedy.
To Stewart. He's got Menzies with him. He comes to Bowen. He showed the ball. He kept going. Singh can't match it with him. And Brett Stewart scores a very big try in Manly's season. He's just inside the sideline. They're 5 metres out. It comes to Thurston. Here is Matthew Scott. Straight and hard. He runs at them. Stopped by Williamson over the top. Down low there was Dunley. They go from dummy half. They'll score through Aaron Payne. He's a specialist at it as well. They had them on the back foot. A good run by Matthew Scott, and then Payne with a chance off the back of it gets the Cowboys back in the game. A mistake from Harris. A couple of minutes into the second half led to the first try, and now here's a chance for Jensen. They'll get a second try of the second half as well. And off the back of it, this ball from David Faumu, a good step to put his nose through the line, and the left-handed pass was a good one for Rod Jensen. Steve's incredible piece of play set up by Matt Bowen. They had him hemmed in. He didn't know it though. And Williams, the greatest run so far in 2005.
Well, how can I top that? Look, that was sensational by the Cowboys. That's why they are the dangerous back three in the competition. That's why these guys are the best. Look at that. The referee said play on. He chances his arm. They turn a negative into a positive straight away. Manly assumed that the tackle was going to be complete. They assumed that he wasn't going to pass the ball. He took them by surprise, gave it to his Origin teammate Ty Williams, who ran 100 metres to score a try. Will Cowboys elect to play a sweeper in behind the line? Will Manly try something a little bit different? They haven't gone the short kick all afternoon.
Here's Menzies. A good ball on to Stewart coming up. Thurston got a hand on it. It will be 6 more tackles, and now Stewart has it. He gets past Bowman. Faumu can't match it with him. A pass to Chris Hicks, and Manly score a try. And what a try that might just win the game. What a turnaround. There was nothing happening for them. Takes a couple of last looks. The strike is a good one, and Manly have the lead. An improbable try converted by the man who scored it, Chris Hicks. And what a finish to this game. It is 24-22. Thurston with the restart. They go for a short one. Bowman comes down with it. What a take by the centre. The Origin veteran, an important catch, gives the Cowboys a chance. Here is Tronk, 25 metres out. Do we have one last twist left in this game? Furman back on the inside for Jensen. He scored a try that helped the Cowboys get the lead. Now they've lost it. Here they are on the attack. Bowen taking it to the line, trying to split them. Stopped there by Sam Harris. A sloppy play the ball. Thurston has it. Play on. He spins, falls to ground. It comes back to Aaron Payne, who grubbers for Ty Williams. Ty Williams scores a try that wins the game for the North Queensland Cowboys. We've seen some finishes so far this year. Nothing has come close to this.
Well, the Cowboys, I'd given up on them, but they've come down with the ball from the kickoff through Bowman, which was a tremendous effort in itself.
Quite simply, it was one of the finest days in the Cowboys' 11-year history, and perhaps their greatest escape. What is certain is that we were witness to one of the most majestic tries that rugby league has ever produced, courtesy of Ty Williams in goal to goal line tripping of the light fantastic. And that was before he came up with his extraordinary match winner.
Yes, this will be a match winner.
But after such an exhilarating ride, the North Queensland machine stalled 5 days later and paid the price for a terrible start against St George Illawarra, whose fourth try made it 22-0 inside the half-hour mark.
Back into the thick of it. Young, high ball there for Barrett. Barrett for Sims, trying to stand and offload. Good tackle Thurston did. Off it comes for Thompson. He's got Best on his outside. Bowen tries to hold up Thompson. Too strong. The bantamweight against the heavyweight. And the big bloke gets over for the Dragons' fourth try of the night.
Just have a look at the talent in this try.
25 from the line. Thurston patrolling the left. He's got O'Donnell. Cuts out O'Donnell. Bowman! Bowman for the line. Steps the fullback. Steps Manda, the referee, and scores the try. The veteran of the side answers the call for his team. It's 20.
With on a night where Graham Murray discovered just how much ground they had to make up with the playoffs looms. With that knowledge stored away, the Cows shaped up to the most improved side in the competition before a ground record crowd at Campbelltown, on a day where the bounce of the ball certainly didn't go their way.
Comes back and offloads to Payne. O'Donnell gets another chance. Now Thurston went straight past Robbie Farah. He's got Furman backing up down the middle of the park. Fitzhenry will be able to match it with him. Furman looking to offload it. Is still going hands and knees for the line and lost the ball as he got there. They are cursed for handling at the moment, the Cowboys. Here's Fayuma to the right-hand side. Sink cutting back to give it to Furman. He finds Thurston. There goes Bowen. He runs to Hodgson and went straight past him. This time Hodgson couldn't make the tackle. Fitzhenry got to Matt Bowen. He tried to knock the ball away from him but couldn't do so. And Bowen gets the Cowboys on the board.
It was only a matter of time. It was building for the Cowboys. They just had to show a little bit more patience. The ability to offload the football, fast men coming into play.
Pat Richards will bring it back for the kickoff. He has an enormous boot. He'll be looking for some hang time here. Will go down towards the post and hits the upright. Comes back to Todd Payton. A chance for the Tigers, who will take it across the line. They'll stop him though, half a metre short of the line. What a kick by Richards. Here's Farron now. He comes wide. Hallertau goes in behind them. An amazing turnaround in this game. They give up a try, but get one off a freakish kickoff by Pat Richards. Hallertau snares the four-pointer. Very good tackle and defence inside the Tigers 20 not that long ago, and now he takes it forward for a hit up. Prince goes to Marshall, who steps back inside them. He's away. He chooses Hodgson, who was backing up on the inside. The Tigers are racing away from the Cowboys. The Tigers thought there was a penalty there. They don't get one. It's advantage, you could say, to the Tigers. Here's the ball coming wide to Galea. A real chance for Fadawira. He's got Richards coming back on the inside. It's still there for Scott Prince. They'll score again, the Tigers. They are playing like a team who are intent on contending for 2005, this Telstra Premiership, and they are a real chance in this sort of form, aren't they? Yet another ground record in this 2005 NRL season as Payne goes from dummy half. He turns it back on the inside for Sargent. The Cowboys have cracked them at long last.
I thought he was great in the early exchanges, John Scandalis. He plays with plenty of passion, plenty of aggression. He's always there or thereabouts carrying the football as Queensland go wide.
That's North Queensland, of course. They're not maroon, they're white. Williams, though, he is a maroon. He'll get away from Fitzhenry. He'll get try number 3. And that will just about do us here this afternoon for the point scoring.
A couple of late tries restored respectability for the team from Townsville, who headed home in round 24 with a simple aim of avoiding 3 straight defeats. The big crowd was stunned as Canberra skipped out to an early 8-0 advantage before the Cowboys finally found their range late in the first half.
Payne out of acting half, now to Carl Webb. Thompson with the tackle. Out of acting half, Payne, has he got the football down? I think he has. The referee, Tony Archer, agrees, and Alan Payne has scored for North Queensland. 8-4 with a kick to come. Look to offload. They've got a chance to the right if they can get it that way quickly, the Cowboys. Furman, Thurston straight through try. Back-to-back tries for the North Queensland Cowboys, and they're in front 10 points to 8. Furman. Now Webb. Intercept from Jason Smith. He will race away. He only has to go 25 metres. He will have the pace to score right on half-time. Jason Smith just floated the ball past him. Smith comes a very big blind side. Great work, Jason Smith. They must score here, surely. In the corner. I thought Gaffer was going to pass it back to Jason Croker. They have paid the price for the penalty in possession, the Cowboys. But what about the work from Jason Smith? Furman. Matty Bowen. Inside Withers. Inside Hodgson. And will score. Little man on big man, and Matty Bowen may have been hurt scoring the try. But the defence from Canberra had no answer to the Cowboys fullback who gets up limping. 20-16 with a kick to come. Last tackle here for the Cowboys. Furman. Carney called offside. Now the kick over the top from Thurston. Chases on. Can he get the bounce? He collides with someone. The ball pops free and Ty Williams has come up with it.
That's the last tackle.
Here's Smith now. A little chip over the top. Schifosky, can he get the bounce? No. Payne. Here's danger for Canberra. He gets away from Smith. They pay the price. They've risked a few times tonight. And this time North Queensland have made them pay. 28-20 with a kick to come from right in front. Is that the Raiders' season?
You would think so. Jason Smith, he knew kicking for field position was just no good.
They've got a chance if they can get it very wide. Smith will kick over to the wing. Chalker's there, Mogger's there. Chalker's got it, he's away from Ty Williams and he'll score. They're not dead and buried yet, the Canberra Raiders. Aaron Payne off, David Faumu on. Third interchange being made by the Cowboys. Shane Tronk into a yawning gap. Great tackle. Faialogo. Try saver. Faumu from acting half. His first touch of the football and he's scored a try. 12 points to 6 with a kick to come. He got away from one. Minicello finally flings him to ground. 10 metres away. They come the blind side. Thurston to Travis Norton who just reached over and scored. They didn't come off their line, the Rabbitohs. They made the tackle, but all he had to do was fall over. Travis Norton, who scores the try, and thankfully for him, it's his first try of the year. They're trying to wrap that football up, and they heavily slam him to the ground. Sutton reels away. Still on the ground, Sutton, so Faumu trying to take advantage of it. Back to Ty Williams. Now Smith, Thurston, kicking. Holglaze again, tries to knock it over the dead ball line, and all he does is knock it towards Matty Singh. Here's the last. Furman to Matty Bowen. Hegarty couldn't get it, play on the football. Singh's picked it up, he'll get himself a hat-trick. Although I'm sure Shane Hayne will check it, will he? No. He points to the spot and that is the game.
Matt Singh's second hat-trick for 2005 helped his side chalk up win number 13, the most the club had ever posted in a regular season. The playoffs arrived a week early for Graham Murray's men when Melbourne headed north on the first weekend of September. The equation was simple for both teams. The winner would finish in 5th spot and thereby have the better chance of surviving past week 1 of the finals.
Payne, Furman, now Thurston, Bowen's on his inside, dummies to him. Hill comes up with a tackle and then gets some assistance, and Thurston hits solidly in the tackle as Slay to his feet. Matty Bowen, now Furman, they've got a chance here, kicking for Singh. Matty Singh gets another one. The leading try scorer in the history of the North Queensland Cowboys adds to his total with great vision from Brett Furman. 4-0 with a kick to come. Kearns making the tackle. This is Furman, gets out Tronk to find Thurston. Bowen's on his inside. There's Matty Bowen, and Matty Bowen will score. Did he get it down? Tim Mander looks at the touch judge. He's in no doubt. They're in again, the Cowboys. Matty Bowen off the shoulder of Jonathan Thurston. 10-0 with a kick to come. Bellamy was quoted during the week as saying he was concerned there might be a little bit of a letdown for the Storm players after the farewell to Robbie Kearns in Melbourne last week. Slater lets that go through. They just haven't had much football. Certainly no field position. Slater's lost the football. They can't pick it up. Bowman does now and scores the try. Orford, now Hill. Second man play to Bell. Surely they must score. Stephen Bell straight through and over and goes round to put the ball under the post. Last tackle. Orford hasn't got many troops on his outside. Here comes Inglis leaping high. I think he may have lost it. He may have lost it.
I just checked that there's a bit of a wobble with the ball.
Looked like he got it down.
He did.
Initially I thought there was a wobble like Tim Mander. That's fine.
That's fine.
Yep. There's the try to Greg Inglis. He can score a try.
As you heard Tim Mander say, you can't take the law into your own hands.
Now Dennis Scott straight through and scores. What a start for the Melbourne Storm. Carl Webb's penalty has led to a try for Melbourne. Graham Murray will be ropeable that they've turned possession over and conceded a try. The Cowboys players can't believe it. Last tackle. Thurston's at first receiver. Furman at second. Goes to Thurston. Now Furman. Matty Bowen is with him. Back on the inside with the kick and the chase. He tries to get past Slater, who slipped. Did he get his hand to it? And was he dragged out of the way, Slater?
See whether there was any interference.
This will hopefully give us a better picture. It looks, whoa, that is so close.
I think originally probably should be a penalty to the Melbourne Storm for the first action of Matty Bowen trying to pull Slater back.
Well, he's not looking at that, but there's obstruction there from Slater, which has prevented Matty Bowen to get to the ball. The Melbourne Storm players can't believe it. Robbie Kearns speaking with the referee.
Billy Slater was interfered with Matt Bowen, and had it not been for that, he would have scored a try.
He pulled Billy Slater back, not the other way around.
That's not the ruling of the video referee.
Mate, he's behind him, grabbing him.
It's all finished. It's all finished.
That's one of the worst decisions of the year.
Finally taken to ground, Smith wraps him up with Tronk. Last tackle, 10 out from the line. Cooper Cronk kicking, chasing is Hoffman. He gets a great bounce and scores the try. He's tackled by Hoffman and also Orford. Not Orford injured in the play, no. Yes, he was. He gets up slowly, holding the head. Now Thurston. Bowen inside Matty Singh, dummies and kicks. Here comes Ty Williams, who scores a miracle try. Can you believe it? The Cowboys are on fire. Ty Williams, Matty Bowen, is there nothing this man can't do?
And this all comes back to not catching ball from the kicker. What about that for a bit of skill there? Ty Williams.
They're short to the right, the Cowboys. They go that way, Melbourne. They must score, surely. Kidwell, can he get it down? Did he lose it? Was their hand in there? There's a blue one in back play.
Thurston did very, very good to try to go up as high as possible. Gets his hands in and knocks the ball out.
That gripping eclipse of the Storm ensured that North Queensland would end up in 5th spot, the highest position they've ever finished on the ladder in their 11 seasons, and an improvement of 2 places on 12 months earlier. The only dark cloud hanging overhead was the 6-match suspension delivered to Carl Webb for an off-the-ball incident in the final round.
He was placed on report.
However, nothing could undermine the club's elation at one of their own receiving league's highest individual honour, leading up to the finals opening weekend.
And with 3 votes against the Storm, and the winner of the 2005 play-in, Jonathan Thurston.
Finish. Can you believe this finish to the 2005 Dalian medal? Step up here to the front of the stage because it's where you belong tonight. I can't believe that finish. You just kept leapfrogging each other. Wow, you're shaking up here on stage. That was quite something, wasn't it?
Yes, I don't know. Just shocked. It's the way it's probably just the way the season's gone all year. Everyone's had their ups and downs, but we're going to say Johnsy missed out so many games and he's still there, so...
What will this mean to Debbie and Graham, your mum, up home, watching on tonight?
Yeah, my parents, I love them so much. They'd be proud as punch, so just say a quick hello to them, love yous.
But just when it seemed as though everything was falling into place beautifully as September got serious, the Cowboy Express was derailed in the most spectacular fashion when the West Tigers brought them back to earth in the first qualifying final at Telstra Stadium.
They go back to Benji Marshall. Scott Prince ran onto it. Out to Dean Hallertau. O'Neill to Elford. The Tigers are in. West Tigers score. First try of the night. They lead 6-0 in the first qualifying final.
Ben Galea and Dean Hallertau, small men in the back row, they've been a real handful early in this game. And it's worked well as scrum won by Marshall.
Marshall for Hodgson. Hodgson's into space. The fullback's not there. Hodgson will score. Hodgson gets his 8th point in the game. Tigers. Brilliant in defence so far. Can they hold? Furman. Hannay. Zadawira made the tackle. Picked up off the ground by the 16 Smith. Given to Furman. Furman. He's tackled. 10 metres away. 4th tackle gone for the Tigers. Can they hold another couple? Now it's gone to Bowen. Bowen, short ball, Rahihi. It's gone away and they will score. Are they held up? It is Singh, I believe.
It's great instincts, Peter, but can you believe it in a semi-final, your first ever semi-final series to play that way?
Hallertau has made another break. Oh no, not Hodgson again. Hodgson will score his 3rd try and outright now becomes the greatest point scorer for a fullback in league history. 42-6. He's a wonder kid. The fullback of the year. 3 tries, 7 goals.
Mate, how do you feel after that one? A little bit embarrassed?
Yeah, really embarrassed actually. I'm pretty sure all the boys feel the same way. So, we got a bit of a lesson today, and so we should feel pretty embarrassed.
However, courtesy of other results, the boys had a second chance, and thankfully they made the most of it against Melbourne.
22 metres out from the line, and Johnson making the tackle on Rahihi. Now Thurston takes the call, gives it away to Bowen. Bowen throws the dummy. Bowen slides through. There's the first try. Cowboys 4-0. 25 metres out from the Melbourne line. They have a 6-0 lead, the Cowboys. Thurston, Jinking, O'Donnell. The other mob. which is a way of expressing their dissatisfaction with a comment made by one of our commentators the other day, for which he has since apologised. Here's Smith kicking across ground, and Tahu I thought he was going to clean it up, he didn't. They've been beaten to the ball all over the place. They've been beaten on the ground, they've been beaten in the ruck, they've been beaten on the penalty count, they've been beaten on the scoreboard. 29-0 is the score. And there it is, booted into touch. There's the hooter, it is over. The Cowboys will play the West Tigers, both of them, into their first grand final. What a moment.
It's amazing, mate. That's probably the best win we've ever been involved with. Just the defence. It was awesome.
Now, for all these Sydney siders watching, give us an insight. What is Townsville going to be like this week?
It'll be hard to get out of the airport, I'd say, when we get home. They packed it out last year when we lost, so can't imagine what it's going to be like now.
What a couple of weeks, actually. No one gave us a chance in the first week of the finals after we got a touch-up. But we stuck together. We've got a lot of critics, and we've just proved them wrong because we're playing next week.
The players' elation said it all. North Queensland had made history by reaching the club's first NRL Grand Final. The dark early days of their existence seemed galaxies away. Excitement among the fans had reached fever pitch, and with good reason. The so-called other mob had earned a shot at League's Holy Grail. In 2005, for a greatly anticipated showdown with the West Tigers. And they certainly did themselves proud with a mighty...
Proud that we're in a grand final, and I'm no less proud at this point in time. Disappointed, maybe we could have played a little bit better and we haven't got the championship, but gee, these fellas...
It didn't finish the way they had hoped, but the men of North Queensland lost no admirers with their display. And all that result has really done is to further stoke the Cowboys' fires. You can only be optimistic that Rugby League's ultimate prize will find a home in Townsville sooner rather than later. I'm Andrew Voss, and I hope you've enjoyed reliving a sensational season for the Toyota Cowboys. Their best ever.